Hi, this is Taji's World of Books, and welcome back to my weekly wrap-up. Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to my weekly wrap-up. So these will be all of the books that I read from last Friday to this Thursday, and I'll be doing these every week so that you can tune in and see what I've read. So let's start. You guys know that I've been doing a read-through of the Nalini Singh Psy-Changeling series, and I want to start with her short stories. So the first one is a book of novellas, and in this book there are 4 stories, and it's Wild Invitation. And I don't know what it is, but I really preferred her short books, her bind-ups, than I did her actual stories. These little short stories are short, sweet, to the point, but they're really amazing. So in here you have Beat of Temptation, which is Nate and Tammy's story. Nate is a lieutenant, a high-level lieutenant, and Tammy is the Changeling pack, the Wolf Pack's healer. So you get to hear more about them. You have Stoke of Enticement, then you have Annie and Zach, and Annie is a teacher and Zach is like a horticulturalist, and great story. Then you have Declaration of Courtship, and I loved this story because it's the Wolf Pack, it's Snow Dancer, but it is another, like an offshoot pack that's like up in the mountains, and it's Cooper and Grace's story, and Cooper is a dominant and Grace is a submissive, and so they talk about the rules of dating when you are a dominant versus a submissive and how you have to approach one another. Very cool story. And then you have Texture of Intimacy in here, which is Lara, and she is a healer for another pack. She's the Snow Dancer pack, whereas Tammy is from the Wolf Changeling pack, so Dark River. So Lara and Walker is a Psy, so that's their story. Very good. Okay, next is, I read, again, really love these stories. This is Wild Embrace, Nalini Singh. And in here you have Echo of Silence, which is just it's Tazia and Stefan, and it's a human and a Psy. I kind of was like, who are these people and where do they come in? And I still haven't figured it out yet, but it was a cute story and I really enjoyed it. It's more about Dorian, the Lepord pack, and you get to hear more about his story because remember he was latent and he was not able to change. He was born with a birth defect, so you get to hear more about his story. It was really great. Partner of Persuasion, which is Felix and Desiree, and again this is interpack dating, so there's a lot of interpack dating that's going on as the 2 packs merge. So you have a wolf and a leopard, and so that was interesting to hear about. And then there is Flirtation of Fate that's here, and I have not read that. I'm going to read that today. So I really enjoyed the main series. We've got Bonds of Justice, and this was Max, Shannon, and Sophia Russo's story. And Max is a police officer who we hear about, and he's human, and we hear about him in one of the earlier books, and he gets to finally have his book. And Sophia is a side justice, so she's very about fairness, and she demonstrates out justice to the pack, so we get to hear that their story. Really good. Again, Nalini Singh does a really good job, like some other authors, in writing broken heroes that need their partner or significant other to love them into health, basically. Then this is Play of Passion, and this is Drew's story with Indigo, and I love it because Indigo, the heroine in this story, is more dominant than Drew. They both are dominants, but one is more dominant than the other, so it's about their sort of figuring out that Indigo is like, I don't need you to save me, I can save myself. If anything, I can save you. And Drew is trying to, as a dominant, figure out how to acquiesce to his mate and what that balance of power is like. So this is a really good story. Then we have Kiss of Snow, and this is my favorite story out of all the books that I've read so far, and I think I'm probably 10 books in now. And this is Kiss of Snow, and this is Hawk and Sienna's story, and we've been waiting a long time to hear Hawk and Sienna's story. Hawk had to wait because when Sienna, as a Psy, came with her Lauren family, Judd and Walker and her cousins and their children, when they came into the Snow Dancer den, Sienna was a child, and so Hawk was drawn to her immediately, but was obviously like, she's a child, and not appropriate, and so he had to wait for her to mature. And so we basically see her mature, and it's past her 18th birthday. She's going on 19 years old, and now it's him figuring out his balance with her, because he felt as though he had already found his mate. And so now that he's considering Sienna, they're trying to figure out what their balance is. And I love that Sienna says, you are not my alpha and you will never be my alpha, because you can't have an alpha in a relationship. We have to be balanced. We have to be equal. And so it's them figuring it out. And she did such a good job at telling their story. And I thought it was amazing. And I hope that you'll enjoy it as well. But Kiss of Snow, you can't read it as standalone. Got to read it as part of the entire story to know what's going on. Okay, so then we get to Tangle of Need, and Tangle of Need is Adria's story with Riaz. And again, this was done so well because Riaz found his mate, and she's married to somebody else. Adria was in a long-term relationship with someone who was submissive. She's a dominant, and it destroyed their relationship. And she's broken as a result of this. And so this is two broken people trying to come together to figure out how to be in a relationship, and can they do it, and will they make it work, and will they persevere, and is there any precedence for someone who has already found their mate? Can they mate again, or can they embark in a relationship and give their whole heart? And the way that the story is told is beautiful, because it's a story of redemption. It's a story of perseverance. It's a story of never giving up and not losing hope. And so they just did such a great job in this story. And then I am in the middle of this. I have just a little bit left of this story now, but I figured I would go ahead and include it because I'll probably finish it in the next hour. And this is Heart of Obsidian, and this is Sahara and Caleb's story. And Caleb Krychek is one of the strongest TK telepaths, and Sahara is also equally powerful. And Caleb is controlling the Psy-Net, and the Psy-Net is basically controls everything that everyone does. The Psy-Net knows everything and knows all in this massive war that you have going on between the Psy and the Changeling. And so this is their story. They've known each other since they were children, and now there's something tragic that happened between them that separated, and Caleb is terrified that Sahara will remember because her memory's been wiped. And so the whole war between the Changeling, the Psy, the humans, it's all sort of coming together in this culmination, and we're really getting, and we're seeing that Caleb is behind several things, but who he is with Sahara is very different than who he is to other people and what other people know him to be. And so we're learning all of that in this story, and you're seeing that Caleb is so tender and so loving and so beautiful to her in this story, and they just did a really, really great job of that. So that is and most of these, I'm going to say that the short novellas, the short stories, as I mentioned before, all of those were 5-star reads for me. For whatever reason, these were both 5-star reads. The stories were short, to the point, and sweet. I noticed that in some of her main books, there's a little bit of jumping around because she's telling the overall story, so you're getting some of the different characters that are coming in. So one chapter is about one person, another chapter is about another person, so it's a little bit jumpy for me. But these books are all 4-star reads for me. So if you want to get a paranormal, sci-fi, fantasy, romance, then Nalini Singh and the Psy-Changeling story will be for you. So I thank you so much for tuning in and watching, and remember, I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I think I'll come back next with an unboxing. But if you like the format, please like and subscribe. And I think what I'm going to do is on Fridays are going to be wrap-ups, and Monday and Wednesdays will be unboxings and some tag videos. So I got some fun things planned, and I'm looking forward to chatting with you all soon. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!